So welcome to our Infusionsoft Basic Training. My name is Judy Miller. I do some of the basic training webinars here. By the end of this webinar, you'll be able to create a lead capture campaign. I'm going to show you how to create a web form. You may know it as a Contact Us form or a registration form. We just call it a web form. We're going to learn how to create a sequence and what a sequence is. You're going to understand the very simple basic ingredients of a simple campaign, and I'm also going to show you how to get campaigns for free. And if you know me by now, I love to give you guys free resources that will help you get to the next level. With your Infusionsoft application, you do have access to our Help Center. Our Help Center is located at help.infusionsoft.com, and any questions you may have about the Campaign Builder, we're only going over one goal today. If you want to find out more about the goals, just go to the Help Center, type in campaign goals, and the article for all those campaign goals with some videos will show up. So you always have access to all of the self-help that you can find in our Help Center. So this is also going to be coming in the email that I send you with the recording. It is the most amazing, amazing document. It's a tech writing of every single feature in the Campaign Builder. It's awesome, created by one of our success experts. And there's a box, there's an arrow, and then it explains what that is underneath, and it's awesome. And she even has links on it. So if you're wondering, what is this goal? You can click on it and it will take you to the article. So it's a really great 5-page PDF that you are going to love. And we even have an updated one from last week, so it's really exciting. So when we look at the Infusionsoft Campaign Builder, people get really freaked out because they think that it's very, very confusing and difficult. But when you really break it down, there's only 2 ingredients for building out a simple campaign that can lead to a more complex campaign. The first ingredient is a goal, and our goals are represented by a circle, and the goal starts a campaign, and it's what you want the contact to do, what you want the contact to achieve. A campaign starts with a goal. The goal is the circle. We have lots of different goals. A web form is filled out, a landing page is submitted, a tag is applied, an email link is clicked. Today we're going to be focusing on the web form is submitted goal. But that 5-page PDF I'm going to be sending you goes over every single one of these goals, when you would use them, and how to use them. So I'm not leaving you blind just by going over a web form, but that's the one we're going to focus on today, because you can use that web form on a website, in a postcard or a direct mailer, or on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I think that that one's the one that's going to bring you the most value the quickest. The second ingredient is a sequence. And a sequence is what we're going to push the contacts into. When the goal is achieved, Infusionsoft will automatically push the contacts into the sequence. And the sequence is actually the magic of Infusionsoft. That's Infusionsoft's Disneyland right there. Inside that sequence is where all the automation magic happens. And you can see there's lots of stuff you can do in the toolbar inside of the sequence. You can send an email. You can put in a delay timer for maybe 3 or 4 days. You can send another email, put in another delay timer, and then maybe create a task for yourself to give someone a call or send out a postcard or send out a coupon, etc. There's lots and lots of stuff that can happen inside that sequence, and that's what we're going to be learning about today, the magic inside the Campaign Builder. So there's just 2 things you need to really understand and remember when building out a campaign. There's 2 big pieces. A goal connects to a sequence. And if you can remember that, you can build out a simple campaign and even start getting into a more complex campaign. So let's build out the campaign. So when I open up Infusionsoft, we land on the dashboard. And to get into the Campaign Builder, I'm simply going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo, come to the Marketing section, down to Campaign Builder, and click it one time. Now you can see that I have campaigns already in there. You may not have any, but that's okay. I'm going to teach you how to make one today. If you want to take a look at our campaign repository or all the campaign templates that you can get for free, all you need to do is come to the right and click on this Get Campaign Templates. And that will redirect you into our template library, and you can go in there and check out all the different templates. Some have copy, some have images, but they're all created, and all you need to do is go in and edit them. There's about maybe 100, 120 of them. Some may not be exactly what you want, but you'll be able to go in and edit those. And I like to think of those as the Betty Crocker boxed brownies. They're already created for you. You can go in there and see how they function, Go in and check out the emails and get some idea for copy and edit those, and they're all free for you. And someone said there's no sound. Is everybody else able to hear? Awesome. So we're going to go and create our first campaign. We're having a lot of storms in Arizona right now, so it may be the reason for some of the tech problems, so I'm really sorry about that. And I'll make sure that I get this recording to you edited so all the problems don't show up and just the smooth sailing of the webinar just comes through. To create your first campaign, we're going to come over to the right, and we're going to click on the green button that says Create a Campaign. And once you click that one time, this box is going to appear. And it's going to ask you to name the campaign. And the best Judy Miller tip I can give you is name the campaign what makes sense to you. Nobody's going to see the name of it. Name it what makes sense to you. So I'm going to call this Get My Newsletter. And then I'm going to hit Save. If you have lots of people using your app, have them put their initials at the beginning of their campaign so you can tell who's working on what campaign. Once I hit Save, you'll notice that the black toolbar changes. It brings me to a blank canvas, and I can go back to my campaign library from going all the way to the left and clicking Campaigns. Moving to the right, it says Get My Newsletter, and that's the name of my campaign. Moving all the way over to the right, I can come to the Actions tab, and I can even rename that campaign or copy it if I want to. So if you hate the name, you're never locked in. You can always change the name of it. So I hope you're thinking, well, the ingredients for a campaign are a goal and a sequence. So the first thing we're going to add to this canvas is a goal. I'm going to come over to the Goal toolbar, grab the web form, because that's the one I said we were going to be working on, and move it out into my canvas. Make it a little bigger. Now, if you notice, my goal is on my canvas now, and there's a blue bar underneath, and every time a blue bar appears, that just means to rename it, and I'm going to change this name to Get My Newsletter. You can name it whatever you want, and if you don't like the name, you can always double-click and change the name. This is Get My Newsletter because that's what the form is. A goal is connected to a sequence. So I'm going to come to my sequences. I'm going to grab Sequence, and the blue bar automatically appears. And I'm going to change the name of it, and this is just going to be Welcome and More. Name it what it is. If you don't like the name, you can always come in and change it. Now I need to connect them together. I'm highlighting my goal. I have my goal. Highlighting my sequence, so my foundation is here, but now I have to put in the cement that connects them together. To connect two icons together inside the Infusionsoft Campaign Builder, hover over the icon to the left. An arrow will appear. Grab the arrow by left-clicking and move it into the icon to the right. If you need to delete an arrow for any reason, just click on it. Two blue boxes will appear and hit delete. To connect them again, hover over the icon to the left, left-click and grab the arrow, move it to the right. So now we have the ingredients for our campaign right here. If you're going to use our Infusionsoft shopping cart, you can add another goal and connect them together that they purchased your product. So if you notice the pattern, we have a goal, we have a sequence, and we have another goal. So now we're going to start building out the pieces. The first thing we're going to do is go in and build out the web form. You'll notice a pattern that every time you put your cursor inside an icon and double-click, it will redirect you or open up another place inside Infusionsoft. So I want to work in my web form. I'm going to put my cursor right in the middle of the form, double-click, and the web form builder will open up just like that. When the web form builder opens up, it's going to open up to our default web form. This is a default page. You get to build this out in design mode and get to put in this form whatever you want. So I'm going to come in and add a snippet, come to title, put a title on top, and this title, of course, is going to tell them what I want them to do, Get My Newsletter. If you want to change the height, the size, the color, etc., highlight it, come to Format, and you have all the exact tools that you have in Microsoft Word. Super easy. If you want some space between your first snippet, which is your title, and the first field, which is first name, you can come into your snippets and add some space right there. You can go up to 100 and down to 10 and hit save. So that's my form. If you need to add more to your form, like I need their last name too. I'm a dentist and I'd like their first name and last name, so I can add that to the email. First name is already in the form, so I'm going to double click first name, and when I do, this box will automatically pop up. Click on last name and hit save. Now you'll see that I have first name and last name. There are little asterisks by them, so that means that they are required. If you want to not require something, just double click it and toggle the required to off, and it will not be required. So we have first name field, last name field, email, and if you need other fields like maybe their phone number or their address or their birth date, you can come to the field snippets and grab other fields. If I need their phone number, I just grab the field, drop it where I want it. I'm going to change the label to phone so it doesn't say phone 1. This is where it will show up in Infusionsoft. It will show up in the phone group under the phone 1 field, and I hit save, and now the phone number is there. It's not required, so we don't have to put the phone number in. The next thing I want to do is change the submit button. Submit is very generic, and I want to change this button so it pops out, so it's not just gray with a black border around it and it doesn't really show up. So I'm going to double click the button, and when I do, the button builder opens up. First thing I'm going to do is start at the top, and I'm going to change the button label and say get it now. You can change it to sign me up, raise my hand, send it now, I want the report, add me to your list, etc. Register now. Anything but submit. Anything is better than submit. You can change the alignment to left, right, or center, and if I click on the advanced styling button and toggle it on, I can even come down and change the color of the button by just clicking on background color, and I get a tablet or a palette, and I can change the color. I really like the teal color. I can change the font. I can make the border a little bit wider, and I can even come down to custom size, and I can make that a bigger button or a smaller button just by clicking. So it's super easy to change the button by double clicking on the button. I'm going to hit save, and now my button's done. You can see how the border's wider, made it a little bit bigger, changed it to get it now. Now my form is done. Just want a simple form, just want people to fill it out so they'll join my newsletter list and I can push them to purchasing my product. When you're done creating your form, you're going to come to the right-hand corner, and there's a little button that says draft. It looks a little bit like a zipper, and you're going to hit that one time and set it to ready. Now, lots of people get really, really scared and think, oh my gosh, my form's going to go out. It's not going to go out anywhere. It's not going to appear anywhere. Ready just gives you a different visual in your campaign, and it also lets Infusionsoft know that you changed it from default. That's it. So now we're going to come all the way to the left. You see that there's a Design tab, and next to the Design tab, moving to the right, you'll see there's a Thank You page. And if I click on that Thank You page, Infusionsoft will redirect me to the Thank You page builder. The Thank You page is the greatest piece of real estate for you to let the contact know that their form was submitted successfully. You get to dictate what you want to say in here. It automatically comes with the Great Company banner. I'm going to double click it and change that to my banner. I'm looking for my Infusionsoft hearts. Insert update, and you can add your banner. You can add a thank you. You can add a emoji if you want to, whatever you want to add there. It defaults to thanks for filling out the form, and grabs the person's first name. Thanks for filling out the form, Josh. Thanks for filling out the form, Lee. If you want to change any of that content, just highlight over it and change what you want, and I'm going to say you got it. In the next section, it says we will contact you shortly, and I'm not going to spend the time to type it, but what I would put here is thank you for signing up for my newsletter. Please make sure that you check your mailbox shortly. You'll be getting an email. If you don't get an email, please check your spam folder or your promotions tab in Gmail. Sometimes they have a way of sneaking in there. I'm a little bit more whimsical. This is just for a newsletter. You may have to be a little bit more professional with the business that you have, but let them know you're going to be getting an email from me. Please check your mailbox. Let them know it might go in the spam folder and you need to check that. The click here to continue browsing, we always recommend that you highlight this and link it to somewhere else. Where do I want them to go after they fill out this form? I want them to go to my website. And you can change the verbiage if you want. Hey, check out my website. Go back to my website. Want to see my products? Check out my Facebook page. Whatever you want to put there, click on link and put in the URL so that they'll be redirected there. That's how simple the thank you page is. The next tab moving over to the right is your settings tab. And your settings tab gives you the ability to be notified every time somebody fills out that form. If you want to know every time that form is filled out, simply put your email address right here. If you have someone else you want to be notified, put a comma and put their email address. They don't have to be a user inside Infusionsoft to be notified. What will they get when somebody fills out a form? You'll get an email with the subject line that says notification. A web form was filled out. And you can change that to for our newsletter. Change it to whatever you want. The next thing you probably need to know about is this opt-out of automated bot detection. If someone fills out a form more than once and uses the same email address, the next time they fill out that form, Infusionsoft will put up a CAPTCHA so that they have to fill in, the letters and numbers, etc., to make sure that it's not a spam bot or a robot. You can opt out of Infusionsoft doing that by hitting the checkbox, and it won't do that. So if Judy Miller fills it out twice, I won't get the CAPTCHA. If you decide, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many opt-ins, I'm getting so many emails, I don't want to be notified anymore, I'll just check in my app, simply get rid of your email address, leave that field blank, and you won't be notified anymore. The last tab is the code tab. And I just want to make it really, really clear so you understand. You don't grab the code till you publish the campaign. That's really important to understand. Because if you grab your code and you put it on your website before you publish it, it's just going to be that defaulted form that we saw at the beginning. And you wouldn't believe how many people call tech support and go, I made this beautiful form and it's not showing up. It's because you didn't publish the campaign yet. So you need to publish the campaign before grabbing the code. But I'm going to show you the code first because we're here. So I'm going to click on the Code tab. If you've hired someone that's going to be building out your website and that needs to put that form on, all you need to do is hit Have Your Webmaster Do It. You never even have to see the code. Just put in their email address, say, hey, can you get this on our website ASAP on the first page and the last page, and hit Send Email. Everything will go to that webmaster. You don't even have to see the code. That's an awesome thing because you never have to see it. But if you're going to try it out yourself, you're going to click on the Do It Yourself. And I have a whole video on my YouTube channel that you can watch. It's only 6 minutes long that will show you exactly how to do this. All you're going to do is grab the code, copy it, go to your website, and add that to either a JavaScript snippet or an HTML snippet. The only difference is the JavaScript snippet, if you change something on your form, republish it, you don't have to go change it on your website. That code will mirror whatever you changed. If you use the HTML code and you change something on your web form and you republish, you do have to go in and take that code and put it back on your website or it won't take on the changes. A lot of people ask, well, Judy, why wouldn't I just use the JavaScript snippet? And here's why. Sometimes it doesn't work with your website platform. It doesn't work nicely with Wix, and with some of your WordPress themes, it cuts the button off, which would be a terrible thing because you can't hit send. You can't hit the submit button. So make sure you test it out. The JavaScript snippet's awesome, but make sure you test it out so that you can make sure that that form shows up the way you want it to and that submit button appears so that that person can click and have a successful submission of that form. Some people don't even have a website yet. They're like, hey, I'm just starting out. I'm going to do some direct mailers, or I'm going to post some forms on Facebook. Awesome. Then you're going to use our hosted version. The only difference between the web form URL and the pretty URL is you can come edit this to get my newsletter now. You can edit it to say what you want it to say so it doesn't show up as D7187E0. You'll just take this URL, copy it, and when you're doing a Facebook ad, you can just grab that URL and paste it in the URL section. If you're just posting on your own Facebook page, just grab that URL and you can paste it right there in your post and then change it to, hey, get my awesome newsletter. If they click there, we'll open up the form. You don't even have to have a website. Pretty awesome. To share this with your network is a little bit of a stinker, and here's why. It will only connect to my Facebook personal page. It won't connect to my Facebook business page. The Twitter is not a stinker because the Twitter will connect with any of your Twitter handles, whichever one you put there. So instead of using share with your network, just use the hosted version, use the URL, and you'll be set to go. I'm going to go back out to my campaign now, and now you'll see that the Infusionsoft form is now green with gray stripes, meaning it's ready to go. Changes color so you can see it visually. It's not published yet, but it's ready to go. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to build out our sequence. We built out the goal. We're going to build out the sequence. To build out the sequence, you simply put your cursor right in the middle of that rectangle, double click, and it will bring you into the sequence canvas. It automatically starts with a start, and a start just means, hey guys, what do you want to happen now? You had a successful submission. What happens now automatically? If you came to the webinars this week, the other webinars, you'll remember that we organize our lists or our behaviors based on tags. So the first thing I want to do is automatically tag this person. It'll be a secret, the contact won't know, but I'll be able to go in and do a report and see how many people signed up with this form based on the tag. So I'm going to come down to Process. I'm going to find the process that tags. It's right here. I'm going to grab it and drag it on my canvas. The arrow will automatically appear, but if for some reason it doesn't, simply grab the icon to the left, grab the arrow, move it right in, and there's our arrow. Now it's gray, and in your head you should remember that gray means it's not ready. So to make it ready, I simply double-click the tag, and the tag builder opens up, and I can start typing new newsletter sign up. I'm making a brand new tag so you know that I'm not cheating. Create the tag, new NL sign up. It asks me if I want to add a category. Right now I don't, so I'm going to hit no. I'm going to hit save, and now my tag is done, new NL sign up. So I'm going to be able to search for people with that specific tag when people start filling out my form. The next thing I want to do is I want to send them an email because I promised them in that thank you page, you should be getting an email shortly. So I'm going to send an email. I'm going to come to the communications section, grab email, drop it on my canvas. The arrow automatically appears, but if it doesn't for some reason, just add it just like that. Now the email says untitled. I'm going to double click underneath. It automatically turns blue. I just changed the arrow so the blue went away. You want to change it from untitled email and give it a title. So I'm going to call this welcome. It's gray in color, which in your head you're saying that's not set up yet. So I'm going to put my cursor in the middle of that email, double click it, and the builder will automatically open. And I think I need to update my Flash because I'm getting these funny little puzzle pieces, so I'm sorry they're there. Once I double click on the email, it brings me into my email gallery where I can choose a template and start creating an email on the fly right here. But I was smart and I already created a template, so I'm going to come into my template library and look for the template that I already created. I thought I had it in here with the hearts, but I don't, so I'm just going to grab this one. When you pick the template, that you've either already created or the template that you're going to start from scratch with, make sure you come and edit whatever you need to edit and then change it to ready. Always change it to ready and let Infusionsoft know that you changed that from default. I'm going to move my cursor all the way to the left, go back to my sequence, and now you'll see that my email is green, meaning it's ready. Now I want to follow up with them. They just filled out a form. They're very engaged. They opened up the first email, they read it, and I want to send them another email. I don't want to send it immediately. I want to wait a little bit. So I'm going to come to my timers, grab the delay timer. The arrow will automatically appear. I'm going to double click to set up the timer and configure it right here. And I think I'll just wait 2 days. But you can see you can do minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and no delay. You can send it immediately. Once I hit save, you'll see that the clock changes color, which means it's ready. Now I'm going to send another email, and I can do it one of two ways. I can either come over to Communications and grab another email and go into my template library and grab another email and start from scratch. Or if I already have an email in my thread and it's already set up the way I want it set up, I can just right-click that email, hit duplicate, make a complete copy of it, and then connect them together. And of course I need to change the name to More Great Free Stuff. So I'm marketing to them. They signed up for my newsletter. Now I'm going to let them know that I am an expert in what I do and send them more information. Because what I want to get them to do is I want to get them to either maybe register for a webinar, maybe purchase my product, or ask for a free consultation. Whatever we're pushing them to, we want to market to them until they actually hit that next button and move further on down the funnel. In this one, I'm trying to get them to buy my product. I'm going to double click my email, edit it. So I may say, click here to send a testimonial, or, click here to buy my product. Set it ready. Come back to welcome and more, and now the email is green in color. I want to send them another email, so I'm going to grab my delay timer, double click it, and this time I think I'll wait 3 days is good. That sounds great. Hit save, and I'm going to grab another email. I can either grab it from my communications or just make a copy. And I like to start moving my emails from right to left now, so I'm just going to connect them, change this to even more free stuff, double click, edit my email to what I want my email to say, set it ready, go back. This time I'm going to give them an offer. So I'm going to put in another delay timer, double click. I'm going to wait 1 day this time, and then I'm going to add another email. This one's going to be called Offer 1, and this is going to be for 10% off. I'm going to connect them, double click, and put in my offer. So my offer will be in here. Set it ready, back to sequence. Now I want to wait a couple days. If they don't click on that offer and take my 10% off deal, I want to send another email. This time I'm not going to be as aggressive. I'm going to double click my timer, and I'm going to set this one up for 1 week. I'm going to give them a week and wait a week, hit save, and then I'm going to send another email. And this is going to be offer 2. This is going to be a 20% off. And I'm going to connect them. So let me show you how it flows first. Someone fills out the form, they immediately get a tag put on their contact record, and they get the welcome email. 2 days later, from the day they get this email, Infusionsoft will wait 2 days and send more great stuff. 3 days later, even more great stuff. 1 day later, they get offer 1. A week later, they get offer 2. And then maybe 3 days after that, if they don't push the button and purchase, I'm going to send them a third offer. Connect them. And this third offer is going to be 40% off. Double-click number 2 and set it ready. And I'm going to leave offer 3 not ready to show you what happens if you publish a campaign without having something ready. It's okay. I have 2 days, 3 more days, so 5 days, and then one more day, 6 days, and then another week. So I have 2 weeks and 3 days before I even have to have this one done. So I can come back and I can edit this one and have it done at a later date. When you're done with your whole sequence, you're going to come to Draft and hit Ready. That's just telling Infusionsoft that you have the emails ready. Going to come out to my campaign, and you can see my goal is green, my sequence is green, and if I want to set up my e-commerce, I'd have to go in and set up the e-commerce section of Infusionsoft, but once I do, I can double-click my shopping cart. I only have one product, so it's any purchase, and now my campaign is ready to go, and I'm ready to start marketing to people and selling my product. So I'm going to come to the right-hand top corner, and I'm going to hit that Publish button one time. And when I do, Infusionsoft will put a little checklist out to let you know what's okay, what's ready. One email is marked as not ready. We know that. We have an email in here under Welcome and More, the 3rd offer. It's not ready yet. That's okay. Emails aren't personalized. That's okay. I just don't have their first name in the content saying, hi Judy, hi Tom, hi Mike. It's okay. This is the most important part of this checklist. Campaign passes functional inspection. That means that everything that's done and ready in here is going to work as we created it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Publish. And once I do, without those little puzzles right there, Infusionsoft will publish the campaign, and it will give you a different canvas. This canvas is called Reporting Canvas. If you want to learn more about this, you can go to our Help Center and type in Campaign Reporting, and it will go over all of the campaign reporting. But we want to go ahead and test this campaign out and see if it works. So I'm going to come up to the black toolbar, right smack almost in the middle. We have Edit and Reporting. I'm going to put it back on Edit mode. And here's our emerald green campaign. Emerald green means it's ready to be tested out. So we're going to go ahead and test this out. Let me show you how. I'm going to go ahead and double click on the form. And when I double click on the form is going to open up the way that we created it without those little puzzle pieces. I can test it out either by coming to the test button in the right-hand corner, or I can come to Code and click on the hosted version. When I click on the hosted version, this is how the form would appear if you put it on Facebook or put it on a postcard, etc. So I'm just going to fill it out. And I'm going to put Judith Ann. My last name is Miller. My phone number. And I'm going to put a couple E's after Judith Ann so you can see what happens inside the thank you page, and my email address. And hit Get It Now. The thank you page should automatically appear. It does, and because I put all those 3 E's, it picked up whatever's in that field. So it says, you got it, Judith Ann. And if I hit continue browsing, it would take me to Infusionsoft.com because that's what I set it up for. But if you notice how it puts in whatever I put in that field. So if I put Santa Claus, it would say Santa Claus. So we know that the thank you page worked and the form worked. Let's go back into Infusionsoft. If we go back to our campaigns, you'll notice there's a 1 there. And if we click on that 1 active campaigns right in the middle, that's the person that filled it out, Judith Ann Miller. Let's open up my contact record. By clicking on my name, it will open up my contact record, and I should have the tag and new NL sign up, because that's the tag that I told Infusionsoft to give to people that filled out that form. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down. There it is. New NL sign up, 7/20/2017. So we know that that part worked. It's awesome. Scroll down a little more, and if you click on the campaign tab one time, you can see what the history is. Recent campaign history. She filled out a form called Get My Newsletter at 10:39. Infusionsoft also at 10:39 applied a tag to her contact record. And at 10:39, it sent her an email. Wow. If I scroll down a little more, you'll see the upcoming campaign items. More great stuff, even more stuff, offer 1, offer 2, and then it's going to wait because we don't have the last one ready. So I'm going to go back to the campaign, and I bet I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh no, Judy, you made a bad mistake in this campaign. So let's double-click the sequence and take a look at it. They get a tag and an email. 2 days later, another email. 3 days later, more great free stuff, and then they're going to get an offer. And then a week later, they're going to get another offer, and 3 days later, they're going to get another offer. But Judy, what happens if they buy with the 10% discount? I don't want them a week later to get a 20% discount, and then 3 days later give them a 40% discount. They already purchased. What do we do about that? Do I have to watch every single day to see people that buy? Nope. Infusionsoft has a solution for you. And that's the beauty of the automation. Inside of this sequence, let me make it a little bigger, you'll see that there's a little blue flag. Move this up. You'll see there's a little blue flag right there. And if I click on that flag, this pop-up will automatically appear, and it's always defaulted. A sequence is always defaulted to the blue flag. And the blue flag says, hey, Infusionsoft, if somebody purchases and reaches the next goal to the right, please stop everything that's on the left. Don't send them offer 2, don't send them offer 3, and do not send them offer 4 for 50% off. They will be as mad as a rattlesnake. It automatically defaults to this. Hey, Infusionsoft, if this person reaches the next goal, please move them further on down the funnel. Take them out of the sequence to the left and move them further on down the funnel to the right. And I'm sure you've heard that before. I have my funnel. I need to move these people through it. This automatically does it as soon as they reach the next goal. Well, Judy, why would I ever want to put it on runs until completed? Let me give you a scenario. I have a yoga studio. When someone fills out the form for the 5 basic poses, they're going to get a video every single day at 8 o'clock in the morning with the pose. The first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one. Now they may click on one of those links and get a free pass for my studio, or they may click on one of the links and buy a free month for my studio. But I promised them those 5 basic poses. I promised them those 5 videos. And even if they click on the link and get the free pass, or they click on the link and buy my free monthly pass, that's great. But I still promised them the 5-part series, and I'm still going to send it because it doesn't affect at all the coupon that they just purchased or got for free. For the most part, you're going to want to stop immediately and push them further on down the funnel. This part did what it's supposed to do. They clicked on a link. Now let's do the next part, what they need to do. It automatically defaults to stop, and that's what that little blue flag is, and it's awesome, and it protects you from not having to worry if somebody purchased. So Judy, if somebody purchases, what happens? I don't know. Maybe you put in another sequence, and this sequence is called Welcome and Deliver Product. And then you double click it, and you maybe wait 5 minutes. And then you send them an email with product. And then you may wait a week and make sure that they like their product, etc. But if we come back to this campaign, a goal is connected to a sequence, is connected to a goal, is connected to another sequence. So the other question that I'm sure is burning inside you is, so Judy, I went to an event last week, and I already added 10 people to my Infusionsoft application. Now I just came to your webinar, and I created my first campaign, and I want to put those people in this campaign, and I don't want to have to make them go to my website and fill out a form. I don't have to send them a postcard to redirect them to a form. How can I just drop them into this campaign? Let me show you how, but before I do, let me publish this so both those sequences show up because I want to show you what you can do. Now I have a campaign with the sequence Welcome and More and another sequence called Welcome and Deliver Product. So let me show you how to drop your contacts into this campaign without them having to fill out this form. I'm going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo, come to CRM, and come to my contacts. I'm going to find the 5 people or the 10 people that I want to add to this campaign by checking their names and the little ID boxes. If it's your whole list, just click on this little ID button right here to the left where it says ID, and it will check everybody. I just want to add these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Check the boxes, come to the Actions button, and almost all the way on the bottom, it's sandwiched between Start, Stop, Start, Stop, Start, Stop. It's a 1 right in the middle, and it says Start, Stop, a campaign sequence. I'm going to click that 1 time. And when I do, this page will appear, and it says, hey, you have 5 people. What action or what campaign do you want to assign them to? You can hit Start or Stop. I want to start them in the Get My Newsletter campaign, and then I get to pick the sequence, and I publish both of them so you'd see there's either Welcome and More or Welcome and Deliver Product. Well, these people are going in the Welcome and More. Once I hit Process Action, Infusionsoft will scoop up those 5 people and drop them right into the campaign, just like that. So it's super easy to do. If you have someone that you want to stop in a campaign, just hit Stop, and then choose the campaign and the sequence that you want to take them out of. I'm going to show a few more slides and I'll get to questions. This is a real campaign. When you first, if you looked at it at the beginning, you'd be, whoa, I will never be able to do this. But just watch. All it is a goal, a sequence that pushes to a new goal, that pushes to a new sequence, that pushes to a goal, that pushes to a sequence. And everything, when they reach that last goal, stops on the left because you see those little flags. Now there's something right here called the decision diamond, and that decision diamond, people always call tech support and go, how do I get that diamond? That diamond automatically appears when you have one goal that goes to do 2 different sequences. That diamond will automatically appear. You click on the diamond and then you tell the diamond the rules. Hey, if they purchase this, I want them to get this sequence. If they purchased product number 2, I want them to get this sequence. And this decision diamond will automatically appear when you have one goal that pushes or is connected to 2 sequences. And you can read more about that in our Help Center. Let me get rid of my highlighter. Remember this, I always say this on my Campaign Builder webinar. Your simple 1 campaign is more important than your complex none campaign. To the left is a Volkswagen stick shift. To the right is an 18-wheeler. You can't drive the 18-wheeler until you feel confident with the stick shift in the Volkswagen. You'll be able to build out what's on the right, but you got to practice what's on the left first and feel that confidence of automation so you know that everything's going to work right. Because when we look at what's on the right, it's just a goal that pushes to a sequence, it pushes to another goal, and pushes to another sequence, and on and on and on. There are decision diamonds in there, and that's a little bit more advanced skill, but you can read about that in our Help Center. It will start making sense once you feel confident with what's on the left. You'll be building out what's on the right in no time. I've seen it done 1,000 times, but you're not going to get to the right unless you really feel confident with what's on the left. So my challenge for you is to build out a simple campaign, get that automation going with the builder. It can be as simple as 2 or 3 emails. We've seen people make $10,000 in just 3 emails because they have the right people, they're targeting the right market, they have people filling out their form and actually purchasing their product. Publish it, put yourself in it and test it, add more magic, and then start over again and actually make it live. It's not that hard to do once you practice. Let's go to questions. So Josh says, when you put a delay, does it count weekdays or only business days? It just depends. It's just the way you set it up. So let me go back into our Infusionsoft Campaign Builder. And when you set up a timer, you can tell Infusionsoft just days of the week. So if it's a Friday, it will wait until the next Monday, or you can say any day of the week. And then it doesn't matter. Any day of the week, why would I do that? Well, dentists work, Monday through Thursday. They usually take Friday off, and on Fridays, they answer their emails. Or they may answer their emails on Saturday and Sunday. If they're a teacher and Saturday and Sunday they have off, they may catch up on their emails. So if they get them on a weekend, they're more apt to open them. So you get to decide if you want it to be just a weekday or any day. So Lee asked, what would a sequence do if the contact bought after the first email? And that is what we answered here with that little flag right there. If they purchase an email number 1, and have a successful purchase, Infusionsoft will take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. If they don't purchase an email 1, they're going to get a timer with email number 2. And if they purchase an email number 2, it's going to take them out of this sequence and push them further on down the funnel. If they don't buy with email number 2, they're going to get email number 3. And if they purchase with email number 3, it's going to take them out of this sequence and move them further on down the funnel. It's set up that way because that goofy little flag right there, and that flag is going to tell Infusionsoft to stop. I love that highlighter. It's so much fun to use. Can you tell? We have another question from Attila, and it says, how does Infusionsoft know a goal is reached? Well, Infusionsoft would know a goal is reached because inside of this email, we have a link. And if they click that link and purchase the product, Infusionsoft will know because that link inside that email is set up inside Infusionsoft. The link needs to be set up inside Infusionsoft. You have to be using Infusionsoft's e-commerce. There's other goals, like maybe a tag was applied. If in this email they click on a certain behavior and a specific tag gets applied, if that tag gets applied in one of these emails and that specific tag gets applied, it will automatically push them further on down the funnel, but the action or the behavior needs to be made inside those emails. If there's a product purchased and it's purchased in the back of a room and you're not using the link that Infusionsoft has inside one of these emails, it's not going to push them further on down the funnel because it won't know. It has to be a button or a link that they click inside of those emails. Good question. So it doesn't look like there's any more questions. Let me just show you what a link would look like. So I'm going to double-click one of these emails. I'll double-click offer number 1. And this offer might be, click here. And I go over this in the email builder. And this is going to give them a downloadable file and give them the tag clicked on ideas. Now I have that clicked on idea created. They're going to get this tag. The tag they're going to get is clicked on ideas. So if that tag is applied, the tag is clicked on ideas. If they click on it inside the email and they get that tag automatically applied, what tag is it? The tag is called clicked on ideas. It will automatically take them out of this sequence and push them further on down the funnel because that's the tag that I wanted them to get that would create that would satisfy that goal. Hey, what's the goal? The goal is a tag was applied. What tag is it? Oh, it's the tag clicked on ideas. How was that tag added? It was added when they clicked on something in an email. When they click on that in the email, it means a behavior was reached, and now I want to push them further on down the funnel. And that's how it works. So I hope that you guys understand the Campaign Builder a little bit better. If you are not added to our Small Business Success Academy, you'd know because you'd get a username and a password in an email. Please let me know by sending me your app name, and I will add you to the Small Business Success Academy, where we have strategy lessons. We just added a new one that I finished this week, and we also have some basic training that kind of goes over the tags, etc. How do I find my app name? Let me show you. When you're in Infusionsoft, you'll come up to your browser window, and right after the HTTPS, you'll see 2 letters and a number. I'm going to write mine down right here in notes to show you. Mine is HV202. That's my app name. So if you are not in the Small Business Success Academy, open up your Infusionsoft, either email me your app name to basictraining@infusionsoft.com. Let me write down basictraining@infusionsoft.com. That's my email address. Give me your specific app name, and I will add you to our Small Business Success Academy, where you have lots and lots and lots of free learning that you can do for free. They're real short videos, so you won't get overwhelmed, and it will be very, very helpful. So you can either write that in the question box or email it to me, your app name, and again, it's found up here in your browser window right after the HTTPS. So thank you, everyone that came to all 3 webinars this week. Thank you so much. I'll be editing this video so that we don't have all the technical problems, and I'll send that out to you. I'll also be sending you the link to my YouTube channel. You can go on the YouTube channel, and there's all sorts of videos in there. How to make a coupon in the Campaign Builder, a free coupon, how to get your web form on your website, etc. There's lots and lots of videos in there that you can watch. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being an Infusionsoft customer. Thank you so much for joining me on the webinar. Hope you have a great Thursday. I hope it rains today. We need more rain, and have a wonderful weekend because this is our last webinar of the week. So thanks for joining me. Have a great day.